Hey friends, this is Cynthia with Let's Go Van Camping. Today I'm going to talk about my van conversion kit that I had purchased some months ago. So just a little backstory, which I've kind of mentioned it before, so I won't dwell. So back in March, my husband and I had our first camping adventure. Prior to that, we would watch a lot of different type of videos, whether it's camping with, or I guess technically it's called glamping for us because we're not sleeping on a ground in a tent. But using a vehicle or a trailer or whatever, we would just watch all different kinds. And I've watched lots of different camping adventures and how people have converted their minivan to a camper. And I was like, that's pretty cool. That's appealing. That's affordable. So I literally traded in my Honda Civic. It was a 2021. It was only about 2 years old. Yeah. And I got a 2018 Honda Odyssey. We took our first trip about a week or two after I purchased the van in March. And we didn't have any kind of special conversions at that point. We did get some things like a Jackery, like some power things like that. And we had got a refrigerator that we can plug in to keep our food cold, that sort of thing. My husband had got a 4x6 big old wooden board, and we had it cut at the store down into 3 pieces, and he kind of made it fit a little bit better so we could put it down to level the floor, because Hondas do not have a leveled floor. We had already moved the middle row seat, and we stole the back seats. The middle row seat is on a track, which I guess you can remove it. It's kind of a pain in the butt to do, and right now it's not going to make a difference to remove that. The floor still will not be leveled. It still has a slope no matter what. So after our first camping trip, I was like, yep, I got bit by the bug. I'm definitely going to do this. So I had ordered a conversion kit. I haven't featured it because not too long after we got the conversion kit and before my next van camping trip, I got the trailer. Our retro RV that I've named Lucy, and I've featured her on my little video channel already, YouTube channel. So I was thinking the other day, because as I'm getting ready to take another van camping trip, that I had not actually talked about the product. So the first experience I had camping with the product was at the end of August. A few weeks ago, I went up to New York to see my kids and my grandkids, and I did camp out in the van at my daughter's house. So let's talk about this product. I'm going to move my tripod now and turn the video around. So it comes in 4 parts. This is a bed. It's a slat bed, and it comes with 2 of them. Put the tripod down for a second. Okay, I took it off the tripod. Did not mean to do that. Well, anyway. So, I don't know if I can do this with one hand. I can't. So, it slides out, if you know what a slat bed is. That's why it kind of looks like, you have the one piece here, and then you got it down there on the other end. It's a slat bed. So, one of the sides slide out to make the bed wider. This bed is probably slightly smaller than a twin size mattress, I would say. Sorry, I'm trying to... Did I just break my tripod thing? Hold on 2 seconds, y'all. There we go. No, it's just let me move the rubber out of the way. Sorry for my fingers. That's why I got this thing, to avoid putting my fingers in the way, and I did it anyway. Well, anyway, so it comes with the 2 separate pieces because I got a 6-foot long bed. It does come, I think, in a 5 and a 5.5 and 6. I'm not sure. By the way, this is called camping car kit specifically. It also comes with 2 different size shelves. Yeah, I have stuff in it already. So this one's longer, obviously, and it's also a little bit wider. So you can see that there. And then it comes with the smaller shelf. So I posted a few days ago that I was trying to make more headspace in the van by cutting the mat down, cut where the legs sit in, to give me just a tiny bit more headspace. Unfortunately, it's still not quite enough headspace for me to sit comfortably all the time. Let me turn my camera around. That's my, all right. So so that's why I'm kind of like a little bit slouched. So, but the bed itself is fine. I used a air mattress on top of it, and I just had my sleeping bag, because upstate, you never know, towards the end of August it usually gets a little cool at night, but it wasn't too bad, and it worked for me just fine with it slid in. So it's meant to be able to fit 2 adults or somebody who might just need a little bit more space. Now I could pull it out, well, I couldn't do it on camera, right? With one hand, I can't do it with one hand, but it does pull out. Let me see if I can do it while I'm here in the van. Ah, crud. I really can't do it this way. It's inside the van for me at this moment. It's kind of challenging to do that. So I'm not gonna try. But the bed is fine. I don't know how difficult it was to put the bed together, because my husband put everything together. When we got it, it sat in the front room for a couple of days, and he's like, do you want me to put this together? Because he didn't want to just like make an assumption that I wanted him to do it. And I was like, I thought you would never ask. Just kidding. It didn't quite go like that. But I said, yes, please, thank you. So he put it together. I do know the one challenge was that none of the screws that was supposed to come with the kit came with the kit. Even though on the inventory it said whatever size screws that you need. I think they're like 2-inch screws. So he had to go and purchase them. So that's not cool. The other strange thing about this bed, let me show you. I don't know why they have these things here. They on one side, they have these little bars, pieces of wood sticking through. And then on another side, let's go outside, y'all. On the other side, it has like holes. See, it has like these holes here that you would think would line these parts up, but they don't. It's baffling. They don't line up. So I don't understand that. So basically I just have the 2 flat edges. I'm gonna actually take this out anyway today. There, I can move it now. It has the 2 flat edges on each side, and I just basically lined them up. So if you can see that there, like that's a hole. That's the same one that has the wood sticking out the other side. Same there. And then on this side, it has the same thing. It is bizarre. It's weird. I don't understand why it's like that. But the woods in the hole, they don't match up. And plus, they're on the same bed. And my husband like went back to the instructions. Like, did I do this right? He did it right. So I don't know. It's kind of strange. So actually, while I have my door open and the rain is not coming down on, it's thundering outside, y'all. It's gonna rain. So I'm gonna quickly move these out of here. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for waiting. All right, so I did move them out because the whole bed situation is not going to work for me. There's, again, nothing wrong with the bed itself. It works just fine. And it was hard for me to like slide it open because I had it cut down in the, groove to try to give me that little bit of space for my head, and it didn't work. So I have another plan to work on. Oh, you guys look at my feet. All right, so let's talk about these shelves. One thing I can say that I'm not crazy about exactly, but it's not the end of the world, is that you cannot adjust the shelves. The shelves are where they go. So on the longer piece, you do have some space down here. I have a water hose there. I can put another container or something. You do have a good amount of space here. Right now I just have stuff here. And then I have another section. It's more narrow. Got baskets of DVDs and whatnot in there. And then space underneath where I have this nice size basket. Hey, I got this from AARP because I'm that age. I can do AARP. And I'm going to use this like for clothes and my toiletries and things like that. But it does fit nicely under there. And then here, oh, I should have had my water canister. I have a gray water tank that can fit here. You can actually fit two of them here. I tried to fit a blue one here, but the blue one is like probably a ½ inch too tall. So I can't do a blue and a gray of the tall, narrow cans. The other thing I can tell you that I don't like is that, yeah, there's a slat here, but anything shorter than where this bar is, like this garbage can, falls back behind it. And same thing with this smaller section over here. You can see that's my water filter. There's no bar behind it, so it slides right through. So I'll either get like a bungee cord or a slat of wood, a little piece of wood or something, and nail it behind it just to kind of keep stuff from flying behind it. And then you have another shelf here. I got some food and whatever. And then you have the top shelves. And what I do like is that both shelves have this lip here. Kind of helps keep things from flying off the shelf. And then they have, you can see all the markings of like what's what. And it comes with pretty clear instructions for it. It's nice, it's sturdy. I've had it in my vehicle for maybe 2 months or so. For a while. When I put it in here, I put it in here. Now, I would say my van is a semi build because there is nothing permanent about my build at the moment. There's nothing permanent. The wood board that I'm sitting on right now, it's not permanent. But the shelf, it is it's fixed to the wood, and that's to keep it from sliding while I'm driving. But again, it can be removed out of the vehicle if I needed to or wanted to. So how do I feel about this Converger kit? I do like it. I would recommend it. I will tell you that it's a little bit pricey. But at the same time, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to create a shelving space like this or a slat bed like that. So somebody took the time to do it. As a creator, like I like to, knit and crochet, I make stuff, and you take the time and the hours to put these things together, and you do have to account for that. So I do like it. I would recommend it. I ordered mine off of Etsy, and I've seen that they're ranged basically from 14 something to like 16 something for the exact same thing. I didn't pay the 16 something. I know that much. And then you put it together, and I don't know how long it took my husband to do it. I know it was like done in an evening, put it that way. So a couple of hours, I'm sure, to put everything together. And he did it all by himself. I suppose you could color it. It's the wood edges, for the most part. They're sanded down. They don't feel like they're shellacked though, or have a finish on it, but they were like at least sanded. I suppose, but yeah, it's weird. There's a finish on this part. It's nice and smooth, but then on all of the edges, they're like, it's rough. I suppose you could get a splinter, but you would have to really try to get one. It's not that bad. I think they sanded it pretty decently. So you could go around and put like a finish on it if you're worried about it. Yeah, so that's the camper kit. Like I said, well, you just saw me take the bed out. I'm not going to use it at this time. I think if I do something, that's my little kitchen stuff, make changes with the van, such as if we do remove the hardware from it, and somehow or another, when that hardware is moved, it can bring the floor lower and get it still leveled, and I can use the bed where I can actually sit up straight, then I would use it. Even with cutting out these parts of the mat, which of course I threw all the parts away, but I don't care, it's fine. I can cover that, or I have extra mats and I can fill it in. That's the least of my concern. So let me put it this way: if you have a vehicle and the floor is leveled, that's a perfect. It'll work perfectly fine. If you don't have to raise your floor up. So if I was in that situation where I didn't have to raise the floor up, like, I don't know, probably 4 inches, then it would work fine for me, and I would definitely use it. So for now, I'm just going to put it in my office, aka storage room, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. My husband had offered to like cut the legs down, but I don't really want to do that, because if I decide not to keep it, and if I decide I want to sell it, I want to sell it as it is, without the legs missing. But like sitting here on the new floor of my van, like this is fine. This works for me. It's what I did the second time I went camping before I got the camper kit. That's right. I did have another little camping expedition either before I got the kit or before I put it in the van. I don't remember exactly which. But yeah, I think the kit is a decent kit. It is a basic kit. It doesn't have the kitchen and stove and all that. Oh yeah, the other thing I was going to say, when you see the picture, the thumbprint, it has it like in an L shape. And I suppose ideally that's the way it's supposed to go. And I can see that. So the smaller shelf would go where my third row seats are right now. And then they have the bigger shelf along the side. I feel like you would lose access to like the lower level of this shelf, the bottom part. So if this smaller shelf was in where my third row seats are, so say I had either the seats up or totally removed, and this particular one, the smaller one, fit down in that dwelling place, you're gonna lose access to this and maybe this, but for sure down here. This, you would probably have your water tanks anyway, if that's what if you wanted to do that, which I guess wouldn't be too big of a deal. So because right now my seats are just stow and go and not easily removable without getting hardware to get it out, they're stowed. So that's why I have it lined up across the side. It does block my other passenger door, but that's okay because I have other stuff there too. Yeah, so that's my product review for my conversion kit, and I'm probably gonna at some point get one of my extra mats and just make templates and cut out shapes and fill the holes. But right now it's not like I'm gonna walk and trip over them in my van. So that's that. Thanks for watching.